Deep in the heart of the Amazon, something ancient watches, a spirit with burning hair, feet that face backward. Tonight, we unveil the legend of the Curupira, the wild protector of Brazil's forests. The Curupira is one of Brazil's oldest and most feared mythical beings. Described as a short man with bright red or orange hair and backward-facing feet, he uses his strange tracks to confuse anyone who tries to follow him. His mission is simple: to protect the forest from greedy hunters, loggers, and invaders. Many years ago, in a village near the Tapajós River, lived a man named João. He was a skilled hunter, a trapper of wild animals, but also greedy. Despite warnings from the locals, João entered the forest to hunt rare animals and cut down the most valuable wood. 2 nights he spent in the forest, hearing strange sounds and seeing strange lights, but finding nothing unusual. On the 3rd night, however, as he slept, he heard laughter in the trees. It was high-pitched and strange, and when he awoke, he found that he didn't recognize the forest around him. His trail was gone. He ran, but no matter where he went, he always ended up back where he started. The jungle was playing with him, or was it? Then he saw it, red flames moving through the foliage, and feet, oh God, they pointed the wrong way. João screamed, dropped his axe, and ran blindly until he collapsed from exhaustion. Days later, the villagers found him by the river, alive but silent. They brought him back to the village, but the only words he whispered were, "His feet, they go backwards, but he always walks toward you." And since that day, no one dared to enter the forest again, for they knew that if the Curupira wanted to, he could lead you deep into the forest and you would never find your way out. The Curupira isn't just a monster. He is a warning, a voice of nature, a reminder that greed and destruction have consequences. In a world where forests burn and vanish, his story still speaks. The name Curupira comes from the Tupi language, meaning covered in blisters, or the one who lives in the forest. Some stories say he can turn invisible, move at incredible speeds, or create illusions. He's even mentioned in colonial records from the 1500s. That's how far back his legend goes. But for the people of the Amazon, he is as real as the footprints he leaves in the mud, a spirit that protects the forest from those who would do it harm. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the wild. Subscribe for more stories from the shadows of Brazil. Next time, we dive beneath the river where a siren sings and men disappear. Her name is Yara. Deep in the heart of the Amazon, something ancient watches, a spirit with burning hair and feet that face backward. Tonight, we unveil the legend of the Curupira, the wild protector of Brazil's forests. The Curupira is one of Brazil's oldest and most feared mythical beings. Described as a short man with bright red or orange hair and backward-facing feet, he uses his strange tracks to confuse anyone who tries to follow him. His mission is simple: to protect the forest from greedy hunters, loggers, and invaders. Many years ago, in a village near the Tapajós River, lived a man named João. He was a skilled hunter thanks to his knowledge of the jungle. But he had a flaw: greed. João wanted more than the forest provided. He wanted rare animals, valuable wood, and exotic plants to sell in the city. Despite warnings from those who knew the forest's dangers, he ventured deep inside. For the first 2 nights, everything went well. Nothing unusual happened. But on the 3rd night, João heard laughter echoing through the trees. It wasn't the sound of any animal he knew. High-pitched and strange, the laughter followed him wherever he went. Panicked, he tried to keep going, but sleep overcame him, and he fell into an uneasy slumber. He awoke to more unsettling laughter, but now he was in a place he didn't recognize. Confused and frightened, he called out for help, but no one answered. He stood up, desperate to find his way back to the familiar path, but quickly realized his trail was gone. The forest around him seemed to be mocking him. The trees shifted and twisted like a maze with no exit. As Zhuo stumbled deeper into the tangled undergrowth, the jungle grew darker, the vegetation thicker. Every step was a struggle, hope fading with each passing moment. Suddenly, a glint of sunlight through the leaves caught his eye. Relief washed over him as he spotted what looked like the edge of the forest. With renewed determination, he pushed forward, eager to escape the oppressive green labyrinth. But as he emerged into a small clearing, his heart sank. Before him lay a wide expanse of dense jungle, unbroken and unfamiliar. Desperate, he turned back, only to find himself again in the same spot from which he'd come. The forest had played with him, and he realized with growing horror that he wasn't alone. Behind him, etched into the soft mud, were footprints. He whirled around, fear gripping him, and stared in disbelief at the tracks. They were unlike any he'd seen, with each footprint pointing not forward, but backward, as if whoever had made them was walking towards him. Panic seized Zhuo. He turned and fled, crashing through the undergrowth, branches tearing at his clothes, thorns ripping at his skin. But he dared not look back. He could hear the footsteps behind him getting closer. Was it a wild animal? Had he stumbled upon a jaguar or some other ferocious beast? Then a guttural laugh echoed through the trees, and Zhuo knew he was being hunted. Not by an animal, but by something more sinister, something evil. Frightened, he ran blindly, stumbling over roots and rocks. He could hear the creature gaining on him, its heavy footsteps pounding the earth. Finally, he collapsed, falling to his knees in the soft mud. Tears streamed down his face as he looked back, expecting to see the monster close behind him. But instead, he saw something that made his blood run cold. Standing before him was a small figure, no more than 3 feet tall, with skin the color of burnt umber and long, tangled hair the color of flames. Its eyes glowed an eerie red in the dim light, and its feet pointed backward. Slowly, the creature took a step toward him, then another. Each footfall was heavy like the thud of a drumbeat on his chest. Terror froze Zhuo, unable to move, unable to speak. The creature advanced, and in its hand he saw an axe identical to his own. The hunter, the man who had dared to invade the forest's heart and exploit its bounty, now faced the consequences. As the creature loomed over him, a low growl rumbling in its chest, Zhuo felt despair grip him. He understood then that the forest had a voice that boomed in the rustle of leaves, a voice that echoed in the distant thunder. The creature, the Curupira, was the guardian of the forest, and he had trespassed. The Curupira, the guardian of the forest, raised his axe, its blade glinting ominously in the dim light. In that moment, Zhuo, the hunter, understood the price of his greed. And so the legend of the Curupira serves as a stark reminder of the power and wisdom of the ancient people who lived in harmony with the forest. Their respect for nature and its spirits was profound, and they understood that every action had a consequence. The greed of outsiders, those who sought to plunder the forest's resources without understanding its ways, would be met with the wrath of the Curupira. In a world where forests are often seen as mere resources to be exploited, the story of the Curupira stands as a beacon of environmental consciousness. It reminds us that the natural world is not ours to plunder, but a realm of wonder and respect that deserves our admiration and protection. In recent decades, as Brazil's forests have faced increasing threats from deforestation and climate change, the legend of the Curupira has taken on new urgency. Many indigenous communities have embraced the Curupira as a symbol of their fight to protect the Amazon rainforest. They see him as a powerful force for good, a defender of the natural world against those who seek to harm it. However, the Curupira is not a benevolent spirit. He is a force of nature, and those who disrespect the forest will face his wrath. This is a story that resonates with the indigenous people who have lived in harmony with the Amazon for centuries. They understand that the forest is a living, breathing entity, and they must treat it with respect. The Curupira is a key figure in this cultural landscape, and his story serves as a reminder of the importance of protecting the natural world. As Brazil faces the challenge of balancing economic development with environmental protection, the legend of the Curupira offers both a warning and an inspiration. It warns those who seek to exploit the forest that they will face the wrath of the Curupira. And it inspires those who fight to protect the Amazon that they have the support of a powerful ally. Before we delve into the lore surrounding the Curupira, let's take a moment to appreciate the cultural significance of this legendary figure. The word Curupira itself comes from the Tupi language, one of the indigenous languages spoken by the native peoples of Brazil. In Tupi, the term Curupira can be translated as covered in blisters, or the one who lives in the forest. This name reflects the creature's close connection to the forest and its ability to move swiftly and silently through the trees. Furthermore, the legend of the Curupira is deeply rooted in the spiritual beliefs of the indigenous cultures. For these communities, the forest is not merely a collection of trees and plants, but a living, breathing entity inhabited by spirits and other supernatural beings. The Curupira is one of these beings, and he is revered as a protector of the forest and its inhabitants. Now let's explore some fascinating aspects of the Curupira's lore. According to some tellings, the Curupira possesses the ability to turn invisible, allowing him to stalk his prey undetected. This power enables him to approach unsuspecting hunters or loggers and lead them astray. Others say that the Curupira can move at incredible speeds, swiftly navigating through the forest and appearing and disappearing at will. This elusive nature adds to the mystique and fear surrounding the creature. In some versions of the legend, the Curupira is said to create illusions to confuse those who enter the forest. These illusions can take various forms, such as mirages or false trails, leading people astray and preventing them from finding their way out. Such tales serve as cautionary reminders of the unpredictable nature of the forest and the importance of respecting its boundaries. The legend of the Curupira has endured for centuries, and its roots may reach back even further. Colonial records from the 1500s mention a creature known as the Curupira, indicating that the legend has been part of Brazilian folklore for a very long time. This longevity highlights the creature's enduring presence in the cultural imagination and its significance in the folklore of Brazil. If you want to learn more about Brazilian mythology, don't miss our episode on the terrifying Boitatá. This fearsome giant serpent is said to inhabit the Amazon River, and its legend is sure to captivate you. So make sure to stay tuned for more exciting episodes. Now let's return to the legend of the Curupira. While the Curupira is primarily associated with the Brazilian Amazon, his influence extends to other forested regions as well. In areas like the Atlantic forest and the Cerrado, similar creatures are revered as protectors of the local flora and fauna. These variants of the Curupira embody the widespread respect and reverence for nature among indigenous communities throughout Brazil. Some tellings of the Curupira's legend incorporate elements of trickery and mischief. While he is generally portrayed as a fearsome creature, there are instances where he plays pranks on unsuspecting humans. These tales serve as reminders of the capricious nature of the forest and the importance of staying humble in the face of its power. The Curupira's distinctive footprints are not only a means of tracking him, but also a way of communicating with those who venture into his domain. Some believe that if you find a Curupira's footprints, it's a sign that you've entered his territory and should proceed with caution. The Curupira's backwards-facing feet have become a potent symbol in environmental activism. They symbolize the need to take a step back and reconsider our relationship with nature. By turning away from the conventional way of exploiting and using the resources of the forest, we can begin to understand and respect the delicate balance of the ecosystem. In a world where environmental concerns are at the forefront of global issues, the Curupira's message is more relevant than ever. His legend serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all living things and the importance of preserving the natural world for future generations. We've journeyed deep into the heart of the Brazilian wilderness, where the legend of the Curupira, the fiery guardian of the forest, has captivated the imagination of cultures for centuries. His story serves as a powerful reminder of the need to respect and protect the natural world. If you enjoyed this tale and want to immerse yourself in more captivating myths and legends from around the world, subscribe to our channel. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, may your own path through life lead you towards wisdom and understanding.